Eddie, tell us, man, fight's over. What were kind of your thoughts of it?
I thought he won the fight, actually. I thought it was very close. And, you know, when you're scoring a fight one round either way, it can go either way. And, you know, I felt like the 12th was a bit of a disappointing round for Luke because I felt like he lost that round. And that was the kind of round when I got in the ring after and thought, I think we've won. But, you know, if we would have won the 12th, I would have really thought we'd won the fight. But, you know, you're the challenger, you're on an away show. If it's close, you generally expect not to get the nod, but you know what he did prove was he's a world-class lightweight. Borja Linares is one of the best lightweights in the world, and Luke Campbell's just mixed it with him. You know, if he didn't beat him, which I think he did, it was very, very close, and therefore, you know, he's worthy to be challenging for these world titles.
That was my next question, actually. So I agree with you. I feel like he's right there as far as in the top of the class. So what do you kind of envision next for him? Like,
well, I think, you know, to carve out another shot at the world title. I mean, he's devastated, but you know, HBO like him. You know, he's very popular back home. We've got a big fight coming up in 2 weeks between Anthony Crolla and Ricky Burns, which, you know, he could look to fight the winner of that fight. Look at the other titleist as well to get a shot back at a world title, and he'll have a little rest now. And you know, look to come back in March or April.
What's it like when you're the promoter of the fighter who loses a championship fight like that? What do you feel is your duty following a fight like that, going to the guy's dressing room? What's that like?
Just to talk to him, really. You know, I mean, most people don't really want to talk to anybody. They just want to go and cry. Mm-hmm. And you know, he's had a cry, and you know, you just reassure him that, you know, lie to him. You don't have to lie in this case. You just say you've done yourself proud. You know, in the second round, you look like the fight was going to be over in the third round. All of a sudden, you win. In my opinion, he won 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, everything from Linares was hitting him on the gloves. He completely controlled the tempo of the fight. He hurt him to the body on numerous occasions. It was only the 11th and 12th that sort of gave Linares a shot back in the fight, in my opinion. So you tell him that, he feels like he won the fight. He was in there. I mean, he said, other than the second round, I felt totally in control of the fight. He'd just say the truth. Your stock's gone up, you'll come again, you'll get another shot, you have a nice rest. You know, he wasn't hurt in the fight, he got a cut under his eye. It wasn't a heavy duty fight, it was an intelligent fight, it was a technical fighter's fight. So I think he's got a great future.
You know, the big news today was you got Daniel Jacobs in your stable. So what kind of course are you plotting for him? What's the game plan managing and promoting Daniel?
Well, the game plan is to keep him active and to give him a regular schedule of fights. 3 a year is what I suggest. Really, when you meet Danny Jacobs, he sort of screams superstar to me, and his story's incredible. You know, it's like hands of stone plus bleed for this, and then you sort of get somewhere around Danny Jacobs' story. And I don't think enough people know about his story, to be honest with you. He's an inspirational guy. He's a great fighter. When you talk about close fights, I had him beating Triple G by a round. Therefore, he's the best middleweight in the world. That's what I'm saying.
Well, everybody talks about a rematch with Triple G. Of course,
that's the target. That's the 100% target. You know, and obviously, if it wasn't a draw last week, then you know we'd be looking at that fight sooner rather than later. Now they'll rematch, no problem. Danny will box in November. I like the Lemieux fight for Danny Jacobs. I think that's a great fight for the spring. And then he should fight the winner of Canelo against Triple G. It's a standard fight. You know, the first fight against Golovkin. Now again, whether you scored it for Golovkin, you did by 1 round or 2 rounds, and many had it for Danny Jacobs, so that's an obvious rematch. The Canelo fight is there, win or lose, and you know, I'm just excited to work for him. I'll have a lot of time for the guy. You know, I think he looks the part, he talks the part, he's a great fighter. You know, he's a role model, he's an ambassador for the sport of boxing, and we're going to see where it takes us.
If Canelo and Triple G don't want to get in there with him, though, is there a chance we would still see a fight with Jamal Charlo?
Possibly. I mean, you know, I don't think Charlo is necessarily a target for what we're doing and thinking right now.
Is he too risky for too low reward right now?
Really, I mean, you know, Danny Jacobs has proved time and time again he's willing to get in there with anyone. He went in there with Triple G, and I know he got paid well, but you know, I think that the Charlo fight can happen, the Billy Joe Saunders fight can happen as well. You know, first of all, it's time to get Danny back in the ring after the Golovkin fight, get a good solid win in November. And then, as a fight fan, I like the Lemieux fight because I find Lemieux very exciting to watch. Obviously, he's on the network as well with Golden Boy. It shouldn't be too difficult to make that fight. But ultimately, after May the 5th, if that's when they do the rematch, You know, we signed with HBO for that fight, so that's the one we want.
Eddie, I was just going to ask, obviously, being an English promoter, everyone kind of knows Billy Joe Saunders is maybe they don't know the intricacies of you know what I mean, the promotion companies over there and all that stuff, but all the other belts are tied up. And so, you know what I mean, with Triple G and with Canelo. So is kind of Saunders maybe the goal to at least get a
really
belt
about
with him?
Yeah, it's that I don't feel like in the short term it's not really about belts for Danny Jacobs. You know, it's about getting active, about establishing yourself on a new network, about building a Daniel Jacobs brand, which I think is important because it's easy to do. You know, I sit down with Danny Jacobs and I'm like, and I do my research on his story. I'm like, you are the easiest guy to promote I've ever worked with.
Yeah.
This is easy for me. Like, some guys you sit down with and it's like, oh God, how are we going to do this? But with Danny, I'm like, you're a superstar. You know, you're inspiration.
Should have happened already, yeah.
Yeah, it should have, but he's done well. But there's a story there that needs to be told, and it's my job to tell the story, and you know, to tell people about Daniel Jacobs, and people should get behind him. I know they do in Brooklyn, and you know, they should do it all across America. But listen, we're new to the game. We'll see how we get on.
Definitely.
You think this could be a long partnership with HBO? The beginning of something that works?
It's already a long partnership. You know, that's the deal. But I'm not looking. Now, people said to me, I mean, I've probably had nearly a dozen phone calls tonight from US fighters, or tweets, or texts. Oh, bro, you didn't say you were coming to America. What? You know, because they'll look at it now and think, oh, there's an opportunity, someone else in the marketplace. But we can't make the mistake of signing too many fighters and not keeping them active enough. You know, my selling point with these fighters is, I'm going to bring you HBO boxing. I'm going to keep you active. I'm going to box you 3 times a year. I'm going to raise your profile. I'm going to get you to big fights. I'm going to promote you 365 days a year. And you know, that's obviously what ticked Danny Jacobs' boxes.
Eddie, with Leonidas winning tonight, how do you see a fight between him and Mikey Garcia?
I think Mikey Garcia's talking about fighting Cotto, isn't it? At 154 pounds. So I don't think you'll see Garcia back at 135 pounds. I don't. You know, I'd love to see Garcia Linares. Great fight. But you know, my gut feeling is that I think Mikey Garcia's days at 135 pounds are done.
Thank you, Eddie. Appreciate your time, sir.
Thanks, Eddie.